Well, hey, hello and welcome to today's live stream. Had nothing better to do, so I thought I would do a live stream for you guys where maybe we can talk a little bit about side hustles, how to make money. Love for y'all's input on the subject matter, maybe what you guys do, some tips. As it is in today's world, we all need more money. We all need more money. So that's kind of where we're going to go today. Now, first, let me just tell you today is Wednesday, June the 28th. It is 11:30 a.m. here in the United States. Temperature is 76 in the house and 86 outside. So we are overcast, partly cloudy today. We've had some rain over the night, so that was nice. They just put down some new sod in the yard. So a little bit of rain is going to help my sod. So I kind of need that. So that's really good. And we did some planting and we need a little moisture. So we need to do that. And I'm too cheap. I don't like spending my hard earned water money on watering grass. But when you have new sod, you have to, or it dies. So kind of torn, conflicted. So that's kind of where we're at with the sod. New sod, not a lot. This is a new house, and when they put the sod in last year, they apparently got a bad batch. And so all over the neighborhood, there's yards that they had to come in, strip all the sod out, put all brand new sod down. But luckily for ours, we only had about maybe 120 square feet that needed to be replaced. So not bad, not bad. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope things are going great for you guys. There's all kinds of crazy things in the news lately, that's going on over here. I don't know much about what's going on in the Philippines as of late, so I can't speak upon that today. I haven't read the Philippine news. But in America, of course, we're just as crazy as ever. So, what else is news here? We are excited. We're looking at planning a cruise for next year. So we're working on that. We may go to Europe or Spain, Greece type cruise. So we're thinking about doing that. So that's one of the things that we're working on. Other than that, we just got back from Mississippi on a trip, and we've been doing some things around here. 4th of July is right around the corner. Not for sure what we're doing for 4th of July. Probably nothing too major. We don't usually go travel on 4th of July. I'm not a big fan of traveling on holiday weekends just because it's always so crazy. I would rather take a few days off during the middle of a week and go travel and go do something like that. That's more my style. It's like, when you get a long weekend, everybody wants to go camping. They want to go to the beach. They want to go to the lake. And so those areas are just so crowded, it's unbelievable. So I really don't like doing that. I like to stay away from the crowds. But all right, well, let's talk a little bit about side hustles. All right. My first question to any of you guys and girls, whether you're in the Philippines, America, Thailand, Germany, wherever, worldwide, do you have any side hustles? What type of things, without giving away your trade secrets, what type of things do you do as a side hustle? Now, if you're kind of confused about the terminology, side hustle, let me tell you this. The basic terminology for side hustle or definition for a side hustle is anything that you do to earn money that's not your primary or your number one job. So maybe, for instance, you have a part-time job. That's your side hustle. So, and we're going to talk about some of those things. So my question is, I'm curious around the world, what do people do to make money, extra money around the world? Um, And there's a lot of ways that you can make side money. Okay. Lots and lots of ways. And we'll talk about some of those. But part of one thing I've studied on and learned, because I have a lot of friends that make side hustle money. And one thing I've learned is it's all about motivation. So, well, you got to ask yourself, well, what is motivation? What is your need? Your motivation is your need. So if you don't have any money, then you probably have a whole lot of motivation to get out there and work your butt off to make side hustles. Now, if you're a little bit more affluent and you have money in the bank and you have a really good job, then maybe the side hustles are more of a hobby, a fun thing to do. If you get to make a little extra money for doing a hobby or a fun thing, then that's fantastic. So I think we got to evaluate, because I know here in the United States, a lot of my friends wouldn't do a lot of things. They're just like, look, it ain't worth me to do X, Y, Z for that amount of money. I'd rather, I don't know, we're too good. I think more highly of my time and my effort, whatever it may be. And I guess I'm that way. There's certain things that I wouldn't do for money. But then again, the need comes in. If I had no money, I would do anything to make money. So one question I also have for you guys, especially out in YouTube land and Facebook land, is, are you using YouTube and Facebook as a side hustle? And if so, are you successful at it? How are you doing that? I know there's people on YouTube that truly just do YouTube for an artistic expression, which I think is really cool, because I kind of consider myself one of those, even though I'm not very artistic and don't have anything to express. So, but I know a lot of people like to do it because it's creative freedom. Now, a lot of people like YouTube and Facebook because it's a social networking. And as you guys know, as part of our community, this large community that we are, that we like to get together and socialize. So, and YouTube is a great way to do that. This live stream is a great way to do that. But the question is, part of my question is just in general, and thinking about these things, is what is your motivation for whatever it is you're doing? You know, and I'm trying to be a little politically correct here without being too brash. But I know there's a lot of YouTubers that do YouTube just to make money. And there's a lot of them that are very, 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 very successful. And I think that's great. I mean, I wish we all could be. I know, like, What the Hells, Mr. Big, that Whistling Diesel guy. They have these huge YouTube channels where they're probably raking in a couple $100,000, if not more, a year. So, and that is truly a side hustle. It's a business for them. I think we would all, if we're honest with each other, hey, Jack, how are you, my friend? If we're honest with each other, we would all like to have our YouTube channels turned into a side hustle. But Jack, you're welcome to come up if you got time today. The link I dropped the link, I think. Yeah. So I think everybody in YouTube land would really, if they could turn it into a side hustle, they would. What happens in YouTube land is a lot of people try to make their channels into a side hustle, but it's extremely difficult. And so here's another question, because I'm all about asking questions. I love to ask questions. I'm not saying I have the answers, but I'm going to give you any free advice you want, whether you like it or not. But here's my question. Is e-begging a side hustle? All right, Jack. So is e-begging a side hustle or not? Is it a legitimate way to eat? Well, I guess you earn revenue, but is it an honorable way, maybe, versus legit? Legit kind of means legal. Is it legal to do it? Sure, absolutely, 1,000%. Um, so, you know, I'm one of these believers on YouTube land and Facebook that if somebody wants to give somebody money for something, there's nothing wrong with any of that. Personally, I don't like the ones that are always asking me personally to give them money because I don't like to be asked to give money, which I don't do. So, and I don't ask you for money. That's not e-begging's not my side hustle. So, is e-begging a valid, honorable way to side hustle? The revenue off of your channel, you know, ads, memberships, all of those things. Dr. Keith, hey, how are you? Good luck, man. Thank you. Well, we appreciate you stopping in. We're just having an open conversation and goofing off and talking about side hustling. So it's kind of what we're doing today. So memberships are I guess, a good, I don't know if they make money or not. I think with the YouTube memberships, you know, and guys, if you, don't forget, please give us a thumbs up and shout the live stream out for us. I'd greatly appreciate if you guys would do that. Now, I'm just trying not to be nasty. I think memberships can be great. I think a lot of the membership is a way to see women in private, if you get where I'm going. So I'm trying to keep it PG. So where a lot of the girls, women have these pages set up where they can go and you can become a member of their channel and get to have, you know, private viewings, kind of like a peep show type of situation. Dr. Keith, we're actually here in the United States currently, in the central part of the United States here. So it's 11:43 where we're at now, and that's fine. If guys want to pay to watch girls do that, I don't have any problems with that. Hey, if you want to pay me to take my top off, if you got enough money, I'll do it. So that's a side hustle. Is it an honorable way? Who knows? Who knows? So I do think now I'll tell you one thing. One side hustle that comes from the YouTube land that I think is not a good use of your time is, what do they call them? Because we get these offers all the time. Lorelai and I, my wife, you know, our channel, we get offers to become, what do they call, an affiliated marketer. And I hate these. I'm not doing them. I'm not going to do them. But we probably get one a week saying, hey, we'd really like for you to be affiliated marketer. And here's what you do. Basically, you market our website. And if anybody comes there and they use your code, then we give you like $1 or $5 or $10. And I don't like that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pimp somebody else's business. If it's a really good business like rapidvisa.com, I'm a big fan and supporter. They don't pay me, but so I champion businesses that I believe in. Dr. Keith, we actually plan on coming back to the Philippines. What year is this? 23. I think we're coming in 25. So next year we have a big trip planned. I think we're going to go on a long cruise overseas. And then we're thinking we need to go back to the Philippines and work on our property and start thinking about having a structure built. She's from Cebu, the Philippines. So, but those affiliate things I'm not a big fan of, you know. Dr. Michael, are you married? I mean, sorry, Keith Michael, yeah. Are you married to a Filipino or in the Philippines? Are you here in the U.S.? What's your status here? So I don't like the affiliated marketing stuff, but that's up to you guys. I don't know anybody who's really made any real money doing that. So I think it's just, I don't know. So that's just kind of me. So that's so you're over in Davao? Nice. Well, I'm glad that you're up this late because I know it's late for you guys out there. So Yeah, we've been back in the country in the United States about a year now. So actually, just a little bit over a year. We were in the we were in the States, went to the Philippines. We got destroyed by Typhoon Odette. It hit where we were dead center and kind of leveled the place. So after things got back to somewhat civilization where we could get out of there, we came back to the States because we had a place here still. So that's what we're doing. So in the Philippines, what do you guys, what do people do for side hustles in the Philippines? I have a lot of friends over there that seem to do a lot of little things. And I was talking about it's kind of like your motivation and your goals. One philosophy I subscribe to is better to make a little bit of money a whole bunch of times versus making a bigger paycheck once. So, because I think the long-term dividends pay better. So if you can make $20 a week for every week versus, $200 once a year, then obviously you're going to make more money. So that's where, hello, Portalola 45 from Seattle, Washington. Welcome. We're just, if you guys got any questions about anything or you want to chime in on comments, feel free. The link is there. Also, if you want to come up in the panel, all you got to do is show your real face first, and then we invite you back in. Oh, Ace Ventura. Oh, my gosh. Oh. Every time I hear bam, the party can start now. So side hustling, I don't know. I find it. I had some friends talking to me about this the other day. Love my hat. Well, thank you. I'm actually I'll brag on myself. Some of my friends, Jack and Ace Ventura, there, guys that know me, they all know that I have lots and lots and lots and lots of hats and lots of very colorful shirts. So that's kind of my thing there. Let me get caught up here. Let me start sharing some of these with you guys. Love the hat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I love my hats also. Getting a passive income off dividend stocks and NTFs is no longer is a no effort. That's correct. The only effort is when you have to choose the right stocks. And one thing look, I'm not a money advisor, so I'm not giving you money advice. I'm just going to tell you from my personal experience. What I've done is I look for those stocks that reinvest their dividends, that I can reinvest my dividends back into. So I never, one, have to take a 1099 for them and pay taxes on it. And two, it can just continue to buy me more stock. Because all the stocks that we own is I've purchased and wanted to purchase and own so that when I pass away, my wife will have. It's kind of like a secret nest egg. And so we buy stocks not for short-term game, but very long-term game. That's what I do with stocks. So I don't know if that helps. Well, I'm not very good at my Filipina, so sorry about that, Ace. But we appreciate you being here. We really do. Thank you. So that's what we do with stocks, is we want to roll the dividends back into them to purchase more. And hopefully we'll get lucky and they'll split. And then you get double the stock numbers, the price drops, but over the years it goes back up and you make more money that way. That's also a good way to do that. I'll tell you another little stock thing that we did. If you like to go on cruises, which we do, if we could, we would probably go on 7 or 8 cruises a year if we could, but we can't. Is if you don't know this, and I made some videos about this, if you purchase 100 shares of Carnival stock, Carnival Cruise Lines, you actually get a discount off of your cruises by being a shareholder of Carnival stock. So over time, and here I'll just tell you the basic math was we bought Carnival stock right after the pandemic, or right when the pandemic shut Carnival down and all the cruise lines and their stocks all plummeted. I went in and bought a bunch of Carnival stock. I think I paid $6 a share. So I got all the shares I wanted. And now I think Carnival's running 14 a share. But I got over my 100 shares so that when we go on Carnival cruises, I get my discount. After a couple of cruises, it just paid for, those discounts paid for my Carnival stock, right? So therefore, I just got a bunch of free stock. That's one side hustle that I consider that a side hustle. Now, it's not going to make us any real money for many, many years because they're a gift for my wife when I die. But for now, I'll wind up not, that Carnival stock won't cost me anything. So that's one thing that we were talking about stocks that I think is good. So, all right. Done. I'm trying to read here. Oh, is it 17 today? Ooh. Wow. That is a great buy. Hey, you made my day. That is really, really nice. Yeah. Nice. See, I don't know, to be honest, what Carnival stock's highest potential is. But, I always told myself that if that stock ever got to $100 a share, which I don't think it will, that I would sell it. So, and same thing with we bought a bunch of Tesla stock when it was really, really, really low. And I'm waiting for a certain point. I haven't, and then I'd be happy to get rid of my Tesla stock. How do we like Biden now? Well, some of us never liked Biden. So, if you want my honest opinion, and this is my opinion, my interpretation, I do believe Joe Biden has mental issues. I think he's deep into dementia. I think they have to keep him shot up and drugged up and beefed up enough to get him to think, to function. I really do. I feel bad for the guy. I do think he's corrupt. I do think his son's corrupt. But I also think 99% of politicians are corrupt. I don't think you get to be in those high positions without taking bribes and doing favors. I just don't think that's the way it works. Just the way it is. Is he any more corrupt than every other president that came before him? I don't know if he's any worse. Me personally, the people that I associate a lot with do not like the politics of the Democrats at all. Maybe, and I don't consider to be Republican necessarily, but I seem to be leaning more conservative financially than I've ever had. So Biden is a puppet. There's a shadow government, right? That's right. And I 1,000% agree with you. He is not running the country. The shadow government's running behind the scenes. He's the puppet. They keep him drugged up. The only good thing is this: if they can at least keep him alive until the election, because if his VP ever became president, we're really screwed. So that's how I feel about that. But there's a lot of us that really don't like the way the United States politics is going. Dr. Keefe says maybe Obama's doing it. Maybe. So it could be. Let's welcome in my good friend and supporter there, Jack. Jack, how are you?
I'm good.
Everybody in the chat, say hello to Jack. Jack, say hello to everybody in the chat.
Hello, chat.
Is that chat?
I walked into a political mess.
That's all right. You guys in the Philippines, when we were there, it was in its own political mess during the elections. So, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But I really just don't. Let me finish up that, guys. Here's what I think. The people that like Biden or are Biden supporters, I think you have two groups. You have one group that just will align with any president. Who says, okay, Jack is now the president, so we're going to follow Jack because he's the president. It's the office of the presidency. The other group of people that support Biden in America are the ones that are anti-Trump. So they just don't like Trump, so they're going to go to Biden. But if you took that away, if Trump wasn't in the picture at all, then they wouldn't be supporting Biden. That's what I think.
Mm.
Jack, you have any thoughts?
I don't want to display my political thoughts on your channel.
You don't have to. Dr. Keefe says hello to you, by the way. But what we originally were talking about is side hustles. So,
you said like something about is e-begging a side hustle?
Yeah. What do you think?
I want to say that's kind of a trashy kind of side hustle. Like, I need money. Like, I have one friend on this platform. I don't want to mention his name. He's like e-begs all the time. He's like, oh, I need a new GoPro, but I'm not e-begging. And like next live stream, he's showing like 2 brand new GoPros. I'm like, I don't have a GoPro. If I want to take a video, I have a phone.
Mm-hmm. Well, I agree with you. And what I was saying, Jack, was I think e-begging is legal. I just don't think it's honorable.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I just don't like when people do that because I think that's kind of, I don't know, like borderline, not trashy or just.
Well, I think it's trashy. I think trashy is a fair word. I don't think that's a horrible.
Go out and get a job. Go out and get a job and
Dr. Keith
make
agrees.
your own money.
And, he agrees. He agrees. So, and I don't know. There's and why I'm talking about e-begging a little bit because I told another friend of ours on YouTube. Him and I've talked about this. I've gotten a little tired of people asking me for money, and to be honest, my personal belief and thing is my money is my money. Whether I have any or don't is my problem, my business, my money. Just because I may have $1 more than you doesn't mean that you're entitled to my dollar.
Mm-hmm. It's like some of my subs like will stalk me on Facebook and send me messages if I got Gcash, if I could borrow them money. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it.
So Dr. Keith is asking, in Cebu, did other expats ask you for money? Me personally, I didn't go around expats. When I'm in the Philippines, I actually don't like being, well, let me say this. I didn't go around American expats, okay? Now, I have some friends from other countries that live there that are expats from their countries. And none of the expats asked me for money. I had a few of them working on side hustles. Hey, we could do this together or that together or this or that, but come out and just say, hey, can I have $20, $100, whatever? No. Plus, the answer would have been no. Jack, how about you? Expats?
One guy, he wanted me to invest in his company, like selling food, whatever. I'm like, nope. And come to find out that he's been asking other expats that, and they're like turning him down. And next thing you know, I got death threats from him. he invited me to his house one day. Walked to his house, and he took off like 45 minutes to pick up his bicycle. He came back, started yelling and screaming like he's like, I don't know. I don't know if he took Shabu or something. He's like total different person. He's like, get the F out of here and I'll kill you. I'm like, what?
Like, okay, time to go.
And the guard there, he's like, don't worry about him. Because he told the guard to shoot me. And the guard is like, don't worry about him. He's crazy.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
threaten like other friends' lives, and I'm like, just because I didn't want to invest in your company, and plus he wanted I have a Facebook group. There's probably like 200 of us in there. It's all expats, and I'm the head of it, and he wanted it. And he tried to bribe me with a $20 bottle of scotch or something like that. Nope. But thanks for the liquor.
Yeah. Yeah. It's now we worked, and just to tell everybody, we've worked really, really hard over the years to send the message routinely, don't ask me for money, when we're in the Philippines. And we're very generous people. So I want to get this out. I'm a very generous person. And we've helped a lot of people, but don't ask me for money because I won't help you. But if I see the need is there and you are the type of person that is working to fix your own need, but you need some assistance, okay, I'm good with that. But I've had a lot, but back to YouTube and what's going on here lately is I've actually have a number of YouTube channels hit me up for money, and get mad at me because I won't give it to them. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, here's a good question for you, Jack. Jack, here's a question for you. Do you find prejudice with other expats on being black?
I'm about 50-50. But some of them that come here are just straight up damaged goods. Like,
yeah,
mentally just gone.
I guess I'm gonna expand, if you don't mind, Jack, and you don't have to answer, but I'm gonna expand upon Dr. Keefe's question. So, do you feel like the white guys like me maybe look down upon you in the Philippines, or do you think anybody gives a rat's ass?
I think it says like 50-50.
Okay.
And the people, especially in my group, they're diehard, Trump fanatics and don't really like me at all.
Okay.
And I don't even display my political views, in my group. I think there's only one black guy out of 200 of us. Yeah, there's only two of us in the whole group.
Check out the rallies popped in asking for money. Come on, Bill. We know you're kidding. So don't beat up Bill. We know that he's joking. So good. How are you, Bill, in Hawaii? I hope you're doing well. So Dr. Keith is saying that he actually has friends who are called names. Mr. O'Reilly is saying, I just got up and there's a rainbow outside my window. Thinking of rainbows, man, we got to see some of them when we were down in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi a while back. We got to see some really, really awesome rainbows over the Gulf of Mexico. It was really nice. It was really cool. I think Lorelei took pictures and videos on her Facebook stuff. So they're over there somewhere. She didn't let me have them. And let's welcome in Joy 18. Hey, sis. Well, I'm a dude, not a sis, but I appreciate you. My wife is actually somewhere else. So, but she would appreciate that you're showing her love. She doesn't get enough of it on YouTube. So we appreciate you being here. So
nobody loves me.
Nobody loves me. Nobody loves me. So, but what do people do, Bill? What do people do? You guys, what do they do in the Philippines for side hustles? I know of a couple because I know some people that are very hardworking and energetic in the Philippines, Filipinos, who do whatever they can to make extra money. So I know of a few, but yeah. What do anybody have any thoughts?
I've had a couple of Filipinos ask me to invest in the company. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's a bad.
nope, nope,
Yeah.
nope, nope.
No offense to anybody in the Philippines, but investing in a company in the Philippines is the stupidest thing we could do. Just not going to happen.
It's just throw your money away. He's like, oh, you'll
That's,
get your money back. No.
no. Dr. Keith, it is. It's like going to the casinos. It's like going to the casinos in Mississippi. That's right. And we did. We went to the casinos down there. So, and Bill's asking if he lives in, yeah, he does. So maybe you two know each other, right?
Nope.
Bill and Dr. Keith, maybe they know each other. But
Yeah.
But I know a couple of guys that do security work over in the Philippines, and then they would run to the port and buy, fruits and vegetables and bring them and try to resell them, all of that. So I think that's good. I think you
No,
could take,
that happens every morning here.
yeah. Well, and that's what I mean. One thing that drove me crazy in the Philippines was, oh my God, I'm going to get the word wrong, but every morning about 4 a.m., some little ass old lady was walking down the street going, rice, or whatever she was selling at 4 a.m. And I'm like, shut up, lady, get the hell out of here. I'm asleep, So,
Sometimes it'd be like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and somebody's selling seafood or something like that, like fish or shrimp,
yeah.
and I might be doing a live stream. I get jump scared because they're so loud.
Diamond Head. So Dr. Keith, you lived in Diamond Head. Here's what's funny. Dr. Keith, we were in Bay St. Louis and I went house hunting. And what we did is we went down to Bay St. Louis, Mississippi for a little fishing trip, but also land hunting and house hunting. And we went to Diamond Head and looked around. So I've been there, went through there, and we were over in Gulf Shores and Waveland, who is in the news now for violating people's civil rights, and Seaside, Mississippi, or Seaside. They also made the big time news for violating people's civil rights. So we actually were thinking really hard about buying a place down in Bay St. Louis, but with all the drama, we decided against it. So
Was it Shreveport?
Shreveport's in Louisiana.
Okay, I was kind of close.
Yeah, no, it's not that far away.
I'm from Michigan, so.
Yeah, Bay St. Louis is just north of the interstate. Bay St. Louis is south of the interstate. Diamond Head just north. So he lived in, what are we saying? Grenada, Mississippi? Grenada. Yep, Silver Slippers. We went there. I'll tell you, we went to the Silver Slipper Casino, and it was really funny or sad. I don't know. I'm still undecided. Because we went there, right? We went there for lunch, for the purpose of having lunch. And we get there, and the place is packed at 11 o'clock early, with all these old people, wheelchairs and walkers, gray hairs, and guys wearing pants up to their nipples, and, and,
got all the blue hairs.
Yeah, there's more gray hair and blue hair than there was anything. And I told my wife, I said, I'm a little confused. I don't know if I belong here or don't belong here. I don't know. I think I'm starting to look like these people. So is this now my crowd? And but I'll tell you, we paid $15 a head for the lunch buffet. And it was probably one of the biggest, best buffets for $15 we've ever had anywhere. So, and I think we gambled a tiny bit, lost $100. Our friends lost way more than that, but we don't gamble that much. Casinos destroy, yeah. Oh, they destroy Mississippi. But the buffet was really good. It's good. So
Seen on YouTube, there was this. I think it's Vegas, the one the world's largest buffets. I'm like,
mhm.
I want to go. I don't care how
Yeah,
much it costs. Listen, if you
Bill.
go to a buffet here, like all the food is cold.
Yeah, it is.
I went to a wedding, and everything were in chafing dishes, and there's no chafer fire
Correct.
underneath to keep it warm. Like,
It's because it's 100 degrees in there.
I'm good. Went past the danger zone here.
Bill, I wonder, they got good buffets in Hawaii. But yeah, we the buffets in the Philippines. Here's the weird thing. The first couple of times we were there before the COVID, a lot of them were better than they are now for some reason. And we enjoyed the one at the Bai Hotel. We stayed at the Bai Hotel for quite a while, and they have a really good buffet at the Bai Hotel. But I guess a lot of people go, what is it? The 101 buffet is what I think they call them 101 there. Um, the Viking was another popular one in the Philippines we went to.
The Vikings. There's a new one here. It was probably maybe about 5 years old or something like that. Never been there yet, but I want to go one day.
They're okay. I did like, and not that I'm a big, I like certain beers, but one thing the Viking had, and I don't remember if it was past post-demic or after the pandemic when we were there, but I know before it in the evenings, same thing with the Bai Hotel, you had all the beer you could drink at the tap. So
Where's that? Where's that? Where's
the Viking,
that?
the Viking had it, and the Bai Hotel had it. But now keep in mind, it wasn't like Red Horse. It was San Miguel Light and maybe San Miguel. It didn't have the good beer, but you could
Yeah,
just,
all the cheap stuff.
because the first time I went to the Viking buffet in Cebu, um, I saw all these beer. I saw this fat American or German or fat white guy looking like me sitting there and had all these beer glasses. And I told Laura, I said, "Damn, that boy spent a lot of money on beer." And then we're walking around, and I said, "Oh no, it's like a Coke dispenser. You just get what you want." So you just go back and get more and more and more. So pretty tripping.
I'm gonna have to
But
go there next month.
yeah, it's okay. I think hopefully it's better now. When we were there, everything was still recovering from the pandemic, so it wasn't that great. But the
Was the
previous
food actually
times,
hot?
no, no, it's not hot. It wasn't hot. Um,
Lukewarm.
that's you know They had one area where they had like some hot foods. They did. They have an area of hot foods. They did. How is your budget? How is your budget? Budget for what? Food
Mm.
or gambling?
Mine very low.
Yeah, we're all poor. That's why we're on YouTube side hustling. So
Hmm. This is the side hustle. Not
that's why we're
monetized yet, but getting there.
all right. Yeah, you're getting close. Yeah, and that's why we ate eBay. I guess I don't know, but I don't know. It's but I thought it was interesting because I had some friends asking me about side hustles the other day, and I'm like, maybe I'll talk about that because I'm really curious. Because out of and like I was saying earlier, it kind of depends on how desperate you are for money. I told people this that if I have no money, I'm going to do anything I have to make money. You
Hmm.
know, but if you have money, then you're not so worried about making dollar. Side hustles kind of become a hobby-ish type thing. And Dr.
And
Keith,
don't plan on coming to the Philippines if you're broke.
now I agree with that.
There-
So
There's a there's a guy that goes to the mall down the road. White dude. He broke. He can't buy food, so he waits till people leave their food on the table and they walk away, and he's like,
it scoops it up.
eats
Yeah.
that up. I'm like, oh,
I don't know if Bill is still in the house, but Bill, do you think people can live in your part of the Philippines for $1,000 a month? I'm going to tell you from my experience um, in the city of Cebu, okay, if you're an expat living there for $1,000 a month, it's going to be tough. Now, if you're a Filipina or Filipino and you're willing to live that lifestyle, live the way they live,
you do.
absolutely you can do it without question.
Mhm.
Absolutely. But if you're expecting air conditioning, if you're expecting a house, a real almost a house structure, if you're going to, in the city of Cebu, $1,000 for an expat is not enough
Mm.
because your rent's going to run you anywhere from $300 to $500 right there, plus utilities. So
It's like I used to live on $1,000 a month, but not down to 600 a month. But I don't leave the house. I just sit here. um, there's no rent to pay because these 6 houses are paid for, property's
right.
paid for, electrical's paid for, the aircon, that thing runs 24/7. The only thing I pay for is my food and beer and internet.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's and I don't know about down in Davao or Mindanao or anywhere else, to be honest, how much it takes to live. But if you're going to live in the city of Cebu, I'm telling you, for an expat who, I don't think you can do it for, we, I went back and looked at our monthly, and now look, we got hit hard by Odette. Odette wiped us out. We wind up paying double the rent, double everything. When we finally got a place that had electricity again, they charged us an arm and a leg for that stinking little condo, no bigger than my office is right here, because there's nowhere to go, and we couldn't get off the damn island because there's no planes because the airport was destroyed. There was nowhere, so we spent a lot of money because of Odette. But if you factor that out, I think we spent a good now, and we didn't live cheap. Let me take that back. We lived in crappy places, what I would consider to be average middle income for a Filipino family. If they had good jobs, we lived in a normal little house. Um, but we did what we wanted to do when we could do it. So we bought what we wanted to buy. We gave a lot of stuff away. But if we wanted to go eat when the restaurants were open, we went and ate. We had Jollibee delivered because, so we weren't conservative with money, but we also just didn't go bonkers easy because we couldn't go bonkers because everything was shut down. It was just starting to open up back from COVID, and then the typhoon hit and everything went dead. So, and we still spent money.
Yeah, I think out here in the Philippines, I'm just basing it out of my area. You can probably get like a 1-bedroom apartment for probably about 400 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably like 1 bedroom. If you get lucky, maybe 2.
Dr. Keith, get some
But
rest.
it depends on like your
Get some rest, and we'll see you next time. Take care out there in Davao.
Get some sleep. Probably the same. But if you're like somebody likes to go out all the time and not cook at home, it's cheaper to cook at home and drink at home instead of going out to restaurants and enjoying the nightlife every night. If you do that every night, you're going to be broke.
I agree. I think it just depends on how much you want to blow or
It's like
show
me
off.
and my fiance, we're home. Yeah, me and my fiance, we're just homebodies. We don't care to go out
Yeah.
at all.
Well, you know,
That saves the
and
money. We can
it,
cook at
it
home. Once in a while, I'll order some Jollibee or something like that, or KFC unrecognizable chicken.
well, we
KFC unrecognizable chicken.
yeah, we ate a lot of crap when we were there. We had a lot of deliveries made, but then we also shared it. You know, we always seem to have neighbors to share it with. Yeah, that was the funny thing. So, but it's good. You know, it's all right. It's kind of just the way the Philippines is. You know, but um, it drove me crazy being stuck where I couldn't get out and do things.
If you're in the Philippines and you have neighbors, if you come to the Philippines and you got neighbors and you're kind of close to them and you throw a party, expect them to self-invite themselves
That's right.
and bring Tupperware.
Yeah. Well, or send the little children out of their houses to come stare at your gate. You know, when Jollibee
I've had
guys,
that happen a couple times here.
but you know, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about side hustles some more.
Mm-hmm.
Side hustles. Here's a side hustle I
I
thought
used
about.
to I used to Western Union myself. I used to Western Union myself money and pick it up.
What for? Is a side hustle, or you mean just because you needed money, so you would?
You can sell secondhand clothing
Yeah.
because my fiance, she's thinking about that. It's just a
Well,
side hustle. She has a job. She works at um ICOR. She's whatchamacallit, call center, call center agent. But
what
she wants to do a side hustle.
what do they call those secondhand places in the Philippines? There was a term I can't remember the term. Um, like a flea market. Oh, I can't remember the term.
She says that she wants to buy a mannequin so she can put the clothes on it. Then she can like post it online and stuff.
Yeah, I got some friends that does that
Um,
with Muslim clothing.
ukai,
So
ukai.
okay, all right, and yeah, I think you know clothing's good. You know, I sell watches. I buy, sell, and trade watches just for shits and giggles. So that's something
Mm-hmm.
I do. But
Yes, ukai.
you know, and um, you know, we have two dogs, right? And so we travel quite a bit, and we take the dogs with us, which costs us even more money because we really don't have a dog sitter that we trust.
I
We
wouldn't know what to do with the watches.
Yeah, and so one of the side hustles I thought of doing was taking in other people's dogs when they go on vacation. You know, be selective about it. But as I studied this, I also realized then those strangers who want me to babysit their dogs are going to want to come and check out my house and know me and talk to me. I'm like, well, I don't want that. So becoming a
Yeah,
dog
dog
sitter didn't,
sitting.
you know, uh, so that one didn't work out as a side hustle. I got some rich friends, some friends that have a lot of money in the Philippines and in America. And they tell me the best side hustle is
Or,
this.
or, or if they don't want let you, if they don't want you to have their dog at your house, you could you could maybe house sit with their dogs just there.
Yeah, but I don't want to go to somebody else's house. I don't like it. So, eh, yeah, wasn't quite my, I don't know. I didn't want to go to somebody else's house because if something bad happened at their house, then I could get blamed for it, and I didn't want to do that. But, but a lot of friends tell me the best side hustle you can get into is owning
You could,
commercial real estate. So, not being, for an example, not being the
mm.
guy that has a flea market booth, but the guy that owns the
I
flea
seen
market.
this one guy. He got arrested.
What did he get arrested for?
Hmm.
What did he get arrested for?
That could be an idea.
What's that? What are you thinking?
What's that?
What did he get arrested for?
He said, "What did he get arrested for?"
Yeah, I thought you said somebody got arrested. No?
Oh, an idea.
Yeah, what's your idea, Jack?
Who's that?
It's okay. What I was saying is a lot of people tell me that owning real estate, commercial real estate, so that you can rent the space out to
No,
people.
nope. I understood it. No,
Uh,
like
so, but
I was thinking, thinking of a place up in Flint, Michigan.
thinking of a place in
I know
Flint, Michigan.
there's a place up in Flint, Michigan that's a pretty decent area, which is pretty bad for saying there's a decent spot in Flint, Michigan. But it's probably a spot that has warehouses that are empty because pretty much a lot of things, a lot of things in Flint are just
Mhm.
gone. It's just empty, abandoned. I drove through a lot of that.
Yeah, what we're looking at is where we own some land in the Philippines. Is
Mm,
we're looking at. Go ahead.
my golf course, my
Golf.
golf course in Flushing, which is just west of Flint. There's a parking lot, a big parking lot that used to be.
Hmm. So what would you do with the parking
There's
lot?
a tennis court, an old tennis court that's a parking lot now that can be converted into like a random once a month flea market or something like that.
Hmm. I another one I thought of that might be
You just
good.
have people like vendors come and people set up their tables and
Mhm.
sell whatever
Yeah, kind of like a pop up
and just
farmers market or something.
pay us for
Yeah,
their booth.
Yeah. Because you want to be the landlord is what you want to be. You know, it's kind of like I got some friends that own food trucks, and when it really comes down to it, they're not making any money. So it'd be better to be the guy that owns the food truck and leases it out so that you get
Mm,
your payment, you know, and then
yeah.
they take on the risk. So
Yes,
my dog
sir.
is snoring. And then I got a lot of friends in the United States that they flip furniture as a side hustle. So they might go to flea markets or garage sales, buy something, clean it up, distress it, paint it, fix it, then they sell it and resell it on Facebook Marketplace for more money than they got into it. So that's another, you know, flipping furniture is another good side hustle. But so Jack, what do you think is the best way if somebody was going to try to make money off of the internet? What do you think is the best way to make money off of the internet?
Taylor's connection.
So what do you think the best way to make money off of the internet is?
I'm gonna say e-begging.
I think it's the most profitable with the least amount of work. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Um, I do. I think it's the most profitable. Or showing your boobs. You know, I was going to
Yeah.
start a fan only page where that's what I do is I expose myself and can collect millions of dollars. You know, for you know, so I think those
Hey guys, visit my OnlyFans.
yeah. So so side hustles, man. Flipping furniture is good in America. You know, collection or items that you know you can collect and sell that you can estate sales. You know, I got friends that go to estate sales and buy things as cheap as they can, and then they bring them home. As long as you got the time and energy to sit on things, it's kind of like you know with the watches I do. I buy, trade, and sell watches because I find them interesting. And but I got a couple of I got some watches out there. They may sit there for a month or 2 months, but then somebody will finally, you know, pay me what I want for them, and then I let them go, or I trade them for something I think is really cool. So that's my little. I don't make any real money at it, but I have fun at it, and I think that's going to be the philosophy in side hustles: is what do you do, what makes you happy.
Um, I'll be right back. I gotta reset my modem because the internet is getting really choppy.
All right, Jack.
Welcome to the Philippines.
Let me see. Where am I at? I don't think I put any banners up today. Jack's trying to reset his stuff, but so here's what I've studied on a little bit. There's a bunch of websites out there that tell you how to side hustle, right? Now, a lot of these side hustles are the side hustle is getting you to buy into their side hustle. So you're paying somebody to teach you how to side hustle, which I think is, pretty funny. But that's a side hustle, apparently. You can, hey, pay me and I will teach you how to become a side hustler. But a lot of people in the United States, if you don't know, they drive as a side hustle. Because remember, a side hustle is anything you do that's not your primary function, primary job. So they drive for Lyft or Uber, like taxi. You can deliver food, DoorDash, Grubhub. You can deliver groceries like Instacart and ship it. It says you can become an online tutor. Now, that's one thing. I have friends that actually teach English as a second language, and they make a nice, legitimate side hustle being an English teacher. And I think that works well for people. There's a lot of these websites that say, you can take, you can make extra cash by doing focus groups or doing online surveys. Now, I'm not for sure if you make any money doing that long term or not. I think you got to ask yourself with that, one, do you have more time in your day? Because I don't think you're going to get paid an hourly wage. So maybe your hourly wage may be 50 cents an hour by the time you're all done. But if you got a day where you're sitting at home and you can do nothing but answer surveys or stuff like that, I think that's a good side hustle if you want. You can rent out your home or spare bedroom as an Airbnb. Well, we wouldn't do that. Reselling or flipping used goods, home furnishings, purses. A lot of people will pay really good money for Coach purses and Louis Vuitton purses and things like that. So a lot of those stuff hold a good value. If you let's say you can become a personal chef, maybe. We do that a tiny bit. We've actually sold pork belly lechon from time to time. People have wanted ours because ours is so good. So we've actually sold our pork belly lechon to friends over the years, and that's a nice little side hustle. But it's you don't make a lot at it, but it's a good side hustle.
My one cousin was doing that side hustle, the Lechon Bad Boy.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't heard anything else. I think that was just like a
Yeah.
one-time thing for her.
Yeah, I think I really don't have a magic bullet for side hustles. I really don't. Besides e-bagging.
Mm-hmm. You can get like make a tilapia pond.
Tilapia, raising fish.
Yeah, but I don't have the land for that.
Now, we had some friends years ago that had tilapia pond in the Philippines, and that's what they did. The problem was, I guess one of the typhoons came through and it emptied out the pond.
Oh,
So they lost all their fish.
oh, oh.
So I'm not for sure how well, that worked long term for them.
We'll take that one out of the equation.
Yes, but I think what you got to look at in the Philippines is I do believe, and I told my friends in the Philippines that I think people in the Philippines are getting wealthier. I think there's more and more people that have a little extra disposable income in the Philippines. So what you have to do is find those things that people, once they start getting more money in their pocket to spend, what are the things that they no longer want to do? So for instance, here in the United States, I'll give you an example. There's a a young man who started and he's been wrote up in the media. He started a trash can business. So as like a 14-year-old, he went around to his fancy neighborhood and said, "Look, for $1 a morning, when trash is out, I'll come and take your trash cans to the curbs." You know, and he turned it into quite a little side hustle and a business. And then he added also, for X amount of dollars, I will wash your trash can out for you. So because people don't want to clean their trash cans, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he, as a young man, when I can mow yards, which probably you and I both did as a kid to make money. You
Yep.
can't really deliver newspapers in America because there really isn't any newspapers. So he decided to put a flyer out there saying, "I will take your trash to the curb every morning or at night, whenever it was, and you just pay me and you don't have to worry about your trash."
Mowing grass, shoveling snow, were like the
Yep.
original side hustles, like the
There
OG
was
side hustles.
selling lemonade, selling lemonade out in the yard.
I've
So,
done that. I've done that as a kid.
yeah, you know, so that's where I think there's a lot of side hustling that can be done in the Philippines if you're motivated. Because I do think there are a lot of people out there now that have a little bit more disposable income, and that is one thing that drove me a little crazy being in the Philippines. We were always being asked to hire somebody. Hey, pay me and I'll come clean your house. Pay me and I'll come do your laundry. Pay me and I'll come do this. I'll come do that. I'll come. I'm like, I don't want you to do that. I don't mind doing it myself. And then people would get mad and say, "Well, but you have so much money. What is it going to hurt you to pay me to do it?" Like, that's not the point. The point is, I like doing my own laundry. I like
Uh,
cleaning my own house.
free labor.
You know, free.
Hope I didn't wake them up.
Yeah.
My dishes need to get done tomorrow.
There you go. There you go. But we would have people get a little miffed at us because we didn't want to hire people. Didn't want to do it. I mean, here in the United States, I hire somebody to mow my yard and take care of it because I physically cannot do that. My health doesn't allow me to mow a yard. But
Mhm.
so what's the
Tanduay rum.
Tanbury? Tanbury?
Tanduay.
Rum?
That's a lie.
Rum with an H?
Yep.
Yeah.
My cousin brought that over for him to drink.
Ah. So what's going on in the Philippines? Anything exciting lately, Jack?
I have running water now, which is
Man.
great because my pressure tank, the seam on it blew up twice, and then I guess the other day when I was sleeping, my cousin and my maintenance guy took the tank out to a different welder guy and welded it, put a nice weld on it, and we got running water.
That's good.
I'm tired of flushing a toilet with the big blue gallon buck containers.
Well, not to be a typical American, but after the typhoon hit, we had no water or electricity either. And I told Lorelai numerous times, I don't understand this. We have all kinds of we all have all kinds of money in the bank in America, and here I am bringing in water to flush a damn toilet.
Mm-hmm.
And then even after everything got back to normal in the Philippines, our neighborhood had really shitty water, and water quality was not. You'd have to get the tank to fill up, and it would take hours for the tank to fill up. So then so you had to be very strategic on how you use the water. And just like, this is crazy.
hmm It's like I talked to a friend of mine. I don't know. I think he might have unfriended me because he dislikes the U.S. because he's been there. He's like, I don't want to work there. I'm like, why? Because it's always work, 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 work. Like, well, that's how you make money. Here, what are you gonna do? Drive a tricycad, you know, tricycle, jeepney. If you don't have, if you don't want, I don't understand it. He's like, he's like, F you guys, F Americans. I'm like, okay, sit here and squalor.
Exactly.
If you
And
don't
and
help
we
yourself, just stay here. Because he had a full ride, visa, work visa, and it was too much work. How much money did you make?
well, and that's one thing that we tell people, Jack. Look, living in America is not easy from a work standpoint. If you want a decent life in America, you got to work for it. You do.
hmm
Everybody has to do it. They have to work in America.
But the
Now,
money is more than here because we get back home per hour. It's
right.
not a really big salary.
But your standard of living is different. So you it depends on, look, I have family members that are deadbeats, that they're happy to live in a shack that even Filipino people would go, I'd really like to have something nicer, you know. But here in the United States, they choose to live there because then they don't have to be responsible. So it depends
hmm
on what you want out of life. If you don't have a problem being responsible, getting a job, working hard, you can do whatever you want in the United States.
hmm my fiance, because we watch a lot of YouTube videos with these like people converting like campers or school buses or this, that, and other into housing.
Uh huh.
And they just go traveling around. And she's like, I could live in that. I don't want a big house. I can live in a small house, a tiny house like that. Like,
Sure.
okay. Because a
Yeah.
lot of them look pretty damn decent. I'm like, whew.
No, we actually have friends that are RVers, and we actually studied that really hard for a couple of years. We chose not to do it because we have dogs. And what we found was there's a lot of RV parks that are restrictive of dogs. And
Oh,
it was a hardship. It would be a hardship for our animals not to have the freedom to go outside. So we chose not to do that because of our dogs. Because I'm a dog owner, and I believe my dogs should have a yard to go and enjoy. I think if you
mm-hmm,
own a pet, you got to treat them like humans. So we didn't
mm-hmm,
go the RV ride, but we looked at it. We really did, because we could easily drop. We could have dropped $100,000 on an RV to drive around the country, and it would be just as nice as our house. So,
mm-hmm.
I mean, really nice, really, really, really nice. So,
She'll go online and look up these videos, these like little tiny houses. Like, oh, this is so cute. I'm like, well, some of them like if it has a second story.
yeah, a
What
loft.
if Jack? What if Jack had a little bit too much to drink and try to go downstairs to go pee?
That's it. Yeah. Well, the funny thing, Jack, is thinking of small houses is, we're actually looking. We're trying to find a better location to retire at. So we're looking at Lower Alabama hard right now about being our last house in America in Lower Alabama, and we're looking because prices are better, all kinds of things, a lot of factors. But I was telling Lorelai, because I'm real big on, hey, we could choose a small house and just have a really big yard so that I could build like a gigantic outdoor lanai and put an outdoor kitchen and an outdoor TV and an outdoor living room, and I'd be really happy. But Lorelai, my wife, was like the other days, look, I actually think we need a bigger house because you have so much crap that you need to hide. And when we were in the Philippines, our little house, she's like, when they're little, she wants to clean them every day because they look dirty if they don't. And a bigger house, her theory is, we can just go hide all of your crap. Like, I get it. So
you can probably get like 50 acres and slap one of those modular prefab houses on there.
Yeah.
And build. You can get, if you want, put a pole barn out in that mofo.
Yep.
Those, like a big pole barn, like
yeah,
man cave, like got some car hoists in there and some classic cars.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do one day.
Well, you should, man. I mean, so do you think you're going to live in the Philippines forever, or do you think you're going to come back to the States?
I got to take care of some things, then I'll be back to the States, then probably come back.
So you're going to flip flop back and forth?
Yeah. I've been here 3.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you excited about coming back to America for anything particular? That makes you go like, oh man, I'm really looking forward to have a
free golfing and good food.
Yeah.
Free golfing at my golf course and food. McDonald's out here is.
Well, now Jack, I'll tell you this much I know. Here's the weird thing. After being back a year, I'm actually missing the food from the Philippines.
What kind of food are you missing? Delicious bad boy?
Just all of it, to be honest, because one, it was healthier than what we eat here. So I kind of missed that.
Chicken intestines?
No, not that. We're not missing that. Not missing any of that shit. But the seafoods, the fish, the fruits, some of the dishes we really liked, or I really liked. So kind of missing, so much so that I told Lorelai the other day, I said, look, if you want, one weekend we'll get up really early and we'll drive 5 hours, it's 4.5, to the nearest Jollibee in America and have some Jollibee because that might make her happy,
Yeah, I think they only employ Filipinos.
They do. But the food at an American Jollibee is not the same as a Filipino Jollibee. It's close.
Is it recognizable? Like the pieces of chicken?
Yeah.
Like whole pieces?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it looks exactly the same, but it doesn't quite taste the same. But that also could be, the chicken. I think the chicken in the Philippines tastes better than it does in America because of all the hormones, but.
Maybe if they use Tyson chicken in Jollibee, might be better.
Might be. So but we have one about 4.5 hours drive from us. So I told her, I said, well, look, I know you're missing Filipino food that, without going to one of the little Filipino food trucks, which we do. I could drive you all the way down there one day and let you get some Jollibee. So
tell her if you want Jollibee so bad, you're driving.
I'll drive. I'll do the driving. So I'll do the driving. But she's a good driver, but I prefer to drive. So I thought that. But we have a couple.
I had one ex-girlfriend years ago. I don't speak evil on here, but anyways, I rented like vans and cars that are like manuals, 6 shifts. She could drive. I'm like, okay, so like you can go to my friend's restaurant and get drunk, and you drive. Yeah, but if I rent a automatic,
Yeah.
no idea how to drive automatic. Just gas
Oh,
and
how
brake.
funny.
Don't worry about no clutch. There's no shifting involved. Just easier.
Yeah. Well, here's a funny thing about driving. We have a buddy who's Filipino, but he's an American. He's a dual citizen, and his fiance is getting ready to come over. I actually did a video about that too. Um, Next month, she's actually Filipino, but she's been in Dubai working as a nurse and all that stuff. So anyway, when they're getting ready to come over, she's getting ready to come over and live here. They're going to get married and all that. So we got a lot to do with them. But I was telling him today, he was mentioning that she's going to take driving lessons in the Philippines before she gets to America. So it's easier for her to drive in America so that she knows how to drive in America. And I told my friend, I said, that doesn't make any sense. I said, because driving in the Philippines is nothing like driving in America. The rules aren't the same. So why are you wasting the $120 for her to go to driving class in the Philippines when you should just let her get here? I'll teach her how to drive. Teach her, it'll be one, it won't cost you anything. But it's kind of like learning Spanish so that you can teach, so that you can speak English. It doesn't work
Mhm.
because the rules are, I mean, we have a lot more rules than what the Philippines do in driving
Exactly. And there's a lot more police
everywhere.
that actually do things.
Yeah.
I ended up teaching my cousin. I think he was maybe 15 at the time. I taught him how to drive a stick, and it was like a Nissan NV350, which is like a 16 or 18 passenger van.
Hmm.
So I was giving him driving lessons through the cemetery that's like right over here.
That's a
He
big
didn't do
vehicle.
too bad.
That's a big vehicle,
Oh yeah,
you know. But my wife's a good
but
driver. I taught her how to
he knows
drive.
what to
She's a
do
good,
now.
yeah. Lorelai doesn't like to drive like in Dallas, the big city areas. But so when we travel a lot, I do a lot of the driving, but then I'll find a stretch of interstate, where she can just kick back and drive on the interstate, and she likes that. But
Do you know what the? Oh, that'd be the worst driver's training ever. Manila.
yeah,
I think the worst in the whole.
well, the interesting thing is, I think when you drive in the Philippines and other countries, you actually have very good driving skills. Because I've seen a lot of guys in the Philippines do things with little cars and motorcycles, that was very impressive. But when you drive in a developed nation like the United States, Canada, whatever, um, those skill sets are not what you need. In the United States, you have to, you only, in the Philippines, you're lucky if you get over 30 miles per hour. In America, you drive 30, 50, 60, 75 miles an hour every day. So it's a different skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And drive it in a straight line.
yes, that's it.
Like curious, like the song just popped in my head. The ways to die.
So what's going on in the Philippines besides nothing? Anything exciting? Any good news? Any weather's good? Any bad weather or anything?
Uh, it rained earlier, probably about I think about 3 hours ago. It was like a downpour
But no typhoons
over
where
here
you're
in
at?
Bacolod City. No,
Good.
it might, if there was one, might have been a spin-off, but I haven't been paying attention to weather.com.
Yeah,
But it's dry right now.
that's good.
Ground's
Yeah,
dry.
it's typical summertime in here in the States, man. Just hot. Hot pop-up showers. We had 100 degrees this past weekend, but today it's up in the 90s again. So it's one of the things that we liked about the Philippines is I know it rains a lot, but at least the temperature is fairly consistent. Here in the United States, the
Mm.
temperatures, you know,
How about you move to Michigan? You can experience all 4 seasons in one day.
well, that's the way Arkansas is. We say that about Arkansas. There's times that it's hot, rainy, summer, winter, all in the same damn day. It's crazy.
Winter, spring, summer, and
And,
fall. Like, really?
but it's good, man. It's good. But, well, Jack, I think I'm going to get off of here. I was bored today. Thought I'd come on for a little bit, talk about side hustles. And
I'm surprised nobody else came up.
nah, they're scared of me.
Or maybe you're scared of the black guy.
I think they're scared of the fat white, So, but yeah, I'm gonna get off here, go have some lunch. I got the lawn mowing guy coming in a little bit. Need to deal with him and get some more laundry done and all those good things. And I'll probably go over and see the Yank on Friday morning. He's gonna go live Friday morning.
Do you have a Subway?
Do I have a what?
A Subway sandwiches?
Subway sandwiches?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love Subway.
Go get yourself a Subway Italian or BLT and post it on it just so I can get mad at you.
Well, I'll do that. But have you ever heard of Jimmy John's
Yeah.
sandwiches? So it's Jimmy John's, Subway is how I rank them. And I'll do that.
Mhm.
What kind of sandwich do you want? I'll do that for you.
Either Italian or roast beef.
Oh, there you go. The number one at Jimmy John, number two at Jimmy John's is the roast beef. I'll do that. They have the better they have better bread than Subway. I'll do that for you. Maybe well, I can't get one for Friday morning. Maybe. Are you going to watch Anthony's live stream Friday morning?
Tony? Friday morning. Friday morning might. Or this morning.
Today's Wednesday for me.
It's Thursday here for me. Thursday morning.
Because he's doing his at 7:30 or at 7:30 on Friday morning USA time. So that's going to be what, Friday night at 7:30 your time?
So I'm pretty sure. Yeah. The bells and whistles are clicked on yours. I'll get a notification. So I guess I'll pre-hate you for that.
Yeah. There you go. But I'll get one of these times.
I don't want to. I don't want to fly to Manila to get Subway, but I've seen a lot of
Subway.
locations have been closed.
Wow. I didn't know they had a Subway in the
And
Philippines at all.
Wendy's been closing. Popeye's Chicken's been closing. You know, hold back a black guy from some fried chicken.
We had some really, really good fried chicken in the Philippines, and it wasn't from Jollibee. It was from a couple of mom and pop type restaurants. What were they? Oh, they were calling it Korean style fried chicken. No, Japanese.
I've seen some.
And it was really good. Just like KFC chicken, you know how it looked, but it was better tasting. Their dipping batter was better.
I've seen videos on YouTube with the Korean fried chicken. I'm like, I gotta try to make that.
It's good. I mean it. I would order it a lot while I was in the Philippines, and we just have it delivered. There was in Cebu. There was I don't remember the restaurant. But a couple of mom and pop restaurants sold it, and that's what I ate a lot of. So,
I think I went on the Grab app and I've seen one place was selling Korean fried chicken. I'm like,
it's damn good.
I got my chicken adobo cooking right now.
Adobo is not one of my favorites. I make it once in a while, but it's not one of my favorites.
I've won a competition doing that back when I was in culinary school here.
Yeah.
I made a chicken adobo. It was a competition between me and this Filipina, and I won. It's like two white dudes. They're different country chefs. Like one's Ireland, another one's like I forgot the other country, but he said, "Yep, I won unanimously."
Nice.
I beat a Filipina at their own dish. I'm like,
well, I do that every day with my wife. When we have parties, I make some of the food, and the friends here have all learned that if it tastes really good, then David did it. So but when her and I work together to make food, it turns out pretty good. So, but one of these days I'll get a roast beef sandwich and eat it for you.
I think when I get back home, I want to buy one of those Blackstone flat tops.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
I
they
don't
work
know
well.
how much they cost, but I want one.
A little pricey, but not bad.
Like
Depending on the size of them.
500?
Oh, you should be able to do better than that. Yeah. Depending on how big of a one you want. If you only want a small one, or you could have one shipped to the Philippines, throw in a Malik Bayan box and ship it over there so you can have it there.
So then that's going to take. I'm trying to get the heck out of here, but I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait 3 months for it to get here.
No, and you do have to wait 3 months. So, but no, they work really well. We have one out back, or we have a what do we have? We have a Memphis pit thingy, and I just used it the other day. It works well. So
I've been watching a lot of these grilling videos, and people got these like Yoder smokers and eggs and this, that, and other pellet grills. I'm like, when I get back home, I'm getting all that.
Yeah, we have a combo one. We have the gas and charcoal. So one side is charcoal and one side is gas, and then it has a smoker built into it. And the reason we have that is because there's certain things that we like to cook on coals, and then of course, if you're just going to make some hot dogs or hamburgers, just cook them up real quick on the gas side, and then ours has a built-in smoker. So
I think I might maybe at the golf course build a tiny, not tiny, but a little pole barn and make it my little smokehouse for my little smokers and
Yeah,
not
that'd be good.
give AF, but I think that'd be a good idea. It's just there's nothing there. You just mow down the grass and just build it right there.
Yeah, why not?
I,
Why not?
I'm not too much worried about a poured concrete, but I can
Yeah.
do it. But just
Eh,
throw my grills there, and because I've been wanting some beef ribs.
I got a freezer full. Got them on clearance, and we buy them. They're vacuum sealed, and I just put them in the freezer. So
Put what was it, the Full Metal Jacket? Choke yourself.
uh, but no, I'll do that. I'll make a video of a nice Jimmy John's roast beef sandwich. I just had one a week ago, so
Do you like spicy mustard?
I do on certain things. So yeah,
Spicy mustard is good on that.
yeah, I like the honey Dijon or whatever it is,
Hmm.
Dijon mustard. I like that on it. So, but I'm a sandwich guy. You know, as long as I got good bread, I like sandwiches. So,
Hmm.
Filipino people don't seem to like sandwiches very much, but I'm into them. So I like that. All right,
Agree
Jack,
with.
my friend, I'm going to get off of here and get some work done. And take care. And
All
maybe
right, you too.
we'll see you on Anthony's live stream in a few days.
All right. See ya.